I've always been interested in surrounding myself by a diversity of people. And not only does it make for an incredible social environment, but it really makes for an incredible academic environment. No one group is smarter than the other, but when you're from a different background, you're thinking about things in a different way, you're approaching things in a different way, you're designing experiments. I think it ultimately affects the very core of how you do science. And right now, one of the things that I've really expanded into, now that we're working on how agricultural chemicals affect biology, is I'm recruiting students from those backgrounds. So I'm recruiting students who are from those ethnicities and from those counties where, you know, breast cancer and lung disease and heart disease are rampant. We're not just talking about, you know, how do people who grow up in Salinas, how might they be affected by these chemicals? We're really working with people, students doing the science now who grew up in those communities. And it just really adds a whole new sort of richness to the experience. You know, it works both ways also, right? I mean, I have students who aren't from those backgrounds then sort of hear the perspective of, you know, what it's like for your father or your mother to come home covered in pesticides, et cetera, and take off their clothes at the front before they walk in, and, you know, just sort of a real experience. And I think they really do science differently, and they think about science differently, and they're motivated differently, and they interact when we go off to do the field work differently, because it's not like, you know, when we go for some expedition in the Amazon, these are people going back to their own backyards to collect water that they swam in when they were a child and ask, how does this affect an amphibian's development if we raise an amphibian in this water that I swam in as a child? And so it's always been this wonderful environment where everybody's an equal contributor, and, you know, we're all learning, not just about science and molecules and organs and cells, but also about each other and ultimately why we're doing what we do.